pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop. It's a pit stop.
Welcome back to your pit stop coverage of Amazing Race, season 38, episode 4. Your pit stop recappers are here. I'm joined by my amazing, my ever so sneezy, not sleazy,
Sorry.
never 6'9", never 6'7", always amazing, talented Miss Brooke Camhi. Welcome back to the podcast. What's up with you?
The podcast. How are you?
Yes.
I'm doing well. Thank you. I'm excited. This was a good one. It's coming back.
I watched the episode not on a train, but I watched it on a plane, something this season could never. But I was like, oh, wow, we're getting some amazing race here because listen, I mean, although the train wreck alliance is an alliance, baby, this episode proved that they're not just working together. Okay. When the horses get a going, people gotta whoosh, yahoo, let's go. So I actually really loved this episode. I loved seeing the change up of different teams. I was sweating, I was nervous. I got some more cuss outs for not Adam this week, but I got some cuss out for Joseph this week. So I am beginning to think that Joseph and Adam, although they are like really smart and we love them, they giving me a little Anthony and Bailey a little bit.
So you just said they're not great at this.
I just feel like they got to get a handle on it. But I love watching them. But yeah, just a great season. I got a cuss out for the European taxi drivers.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay. Because I experienced that myself. So yeah. But listen, overall, the Amazing Race is getting back to the Amazing Race.
Yes. I have a lot of, you might have more cuss outs than me. I'm just so happy that this episode was what it was. We got to see some people that we haven't really been focused on. We got to see teams. You know what I say? If you stay in long enough, there's a task for you. And we found the task for Hannah and Simone this week.
Okay.
I am so into almost everything that happened this week. If you don't want to see positive, Brooke, just stop watching right now because I am, well, don't really, because I am excited. I am no, he's gone. Hi, now I'm going to take over. Hi, everybody. What are you? Oh no, he's back.
Sorry.
Fine, I'll go back to being a negative Nelly.
No.
Everything sucks and the world is crap. Okay, we talk about it. I got 14 pages of notes and I was smiling the whole way through. They're like half pages, so. But
another thing that I did like about this leg of the race was I liked that we had clues to get to clues to then get to other things. Like I liked that. Okay, I also like that halfway through the episode, all the teams seemed to be together. It wasn't a 2-part of a 1-part. I like the fact that the other teams caught up. And actually, I got some other cussing out to do too. But
okay. As long as it's not toward Rabina and Christine, because I have nothing but positive things to say about the two of them. They are a riot.
I love them.
I don't know that I've ever met them. I hope they're exactly the same in real life because they're a riot. Okay. What do you think? Should we talk? Should we do it?
Let's hop on the train.
Okay. Choo choo.
Okay. So, but also, but I also did get a little tea because Joseph called me last week because he thought our little skit was so funny. And he had gave me some, I said, "Ooh, can't wait to tell Brooke this." But essentially, them looking, also shout out to our YouTube watchers and commenters. They be having all the tea. Okay. Right? I think one of his that Phil be like, I heard just, I'll be like, where did you hear this at? I love it. Keep it coming. But Joseph did tell me that it wasn't as short as it looked. Like they was out there for like almost 4 hours looking
with the
for
keys.
The key. And the key fell out when Adam was plowing and the dirt went over the key. So they didn't show how bad they were looking into the dirt. And essentially they were going to get eliminated because they weren't going to bring them a new car. They were going to have to find the key. So they were, I might be spicing that. I might be adding that. But essentially if you see how frustrated and Joseph said that like you couldn't really see how frustrated and sad Adam was because essentially they were thinking they were going to lose. Like
They weren't gonna bring them another car.
I might be making that part up. He might have, because mind you, I was screaming at it the whole time. Essentially, they would have had to wait for the amount of time to get another car, maybe. But
correct, you always have
really
to wait for. You get no time credit for a replacement vehicle. That's a fact. But I can't believe like. What if the key wasn't in the dirt? What if they lost it somewhere else? Like they weren't going to bring them a car and 4 hours. Also, that means Joseph watches this, right? So, okay, I'm going to say more nice things. Okay.
And that's how Eric and his brother, or Eric, Hunter. No, not Hunter. What's his name?
Who's Hunter? Eric and Tucker.
Eric and Hunter. That's how they passed them and got out that lead. But Joseph. So
you're telling me that Matt and Megan were so far behind that even with Joseph and Adam looking for 4 hours also it's not that big a piece of dirt. Okay, but 4 hours in the dirt and they still didn't even get there. They still got eliminated. Like, come on.
Well, first of all, not even Matt and Megan, but girl, Joseph and Adam were still number 4. Like they still were.
Yeah, they are 4. Mm-hmm.
So they were that. Yeah, Joseph said
that does not speak to an excellent design.
Yeah,
but okay.
Right. But he just said, let the posse know. The episode, it glazed over it, but he was like, they was really out there looking and in the dirt. But that's it. Sorry.
Don't be sorry. This is great information.
Yeah, so try to do what I could do.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to slam that. Okay.
Oh.
I shut the door because it was going to get loud because Bacon's running around like a lunatic. Okay, so we are in Prague and we are going actually 300 miles this time. Look, like it's a lot. Okay, anyway, so we have Natalie and Stephanie who are in first place because it was given to them this time. Then we have Jag and Jazz. Oh, sorry. A minute later, Tucker and Eric at 2:58. Joseph and Adam, who even with 4 hours in the dirt, I guess, are at 3:50. Hannah and Simone at 4:23. Izzy and Paige, 15 minutes after that. Rubina and Christine, like a half hour after that. Jack and Chelsea, like another hour after that. Kyla and Taylor, 6:45. And then Kat and Alex at 8 o'clock at night. So there's like 6 hours plus between the teams. I don't know why that is, but okay. So we have to travel 300 miles on an overnight train to Budapest, Hungary. Have you been to Hungary?
No, but I'm a little.
I'm a lot. Always. I like it. Okay, so Natalie wants to keep the lead going because it's her birthday. So happy birthday, Natalie, for this episode. And Jazz and Jag and Natalie and Stephanie work together to find their train options. I'm fine with this. I got no issues. You're 1 minute apart. Nobody's waiting an hour for anybody else. You're in the front. Work together. Stay in the front.
You know what my little gripe, and mind you, it's a little one. When they were getting the options, and when I only saw that there was an hour difference, call me crazy. But I probably, even if I was first, second, or third, I probably would have gotten on that overnight sleeper train. Because I'm not just for an hour, and with these trains, first of all, the name of the alliance is Trainwreck. And part of the reason is because the first episode, y'all got off at the wrong stop. With this, you got 8 stops. So in my mind, I might have thought like, you know what? For an hour, let me just sleep on the train. I mean, I know.
An hour's a lot of time.
But listen, we see throughout the episode that the people that got on the train, they caught up. In my mind, I know y'all will probably disagree with me, but I definitely debated if I would take the sleeper train.
I debated it too, in all fairness, not because of only an hour, but because in the previous episode, we saw trains are canceled. And what if one of your connections is canceled? And then, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it showed where, and maybe it did. And I'm sure somebody in the comments is going to tell me, and please do, because I love more information, where the transfers were, if they were major city transfers, or if it was more of like smaller city, village transfers. Because if they were major city transfers, I'm going to get on the first train and not sleep, because I'm probably not sleeping anyway. Like the adrenaline that you feel as you're doing this is so much that there's not a lot of sleep. Now, normally, I think you're like me. If I get 5 hours of sleep in a night, I am good to go. Like, I'm not a big sleeper.
I mean, I don't know if I'm good to go. I can operate. I would like to think that I'm a sleeper and like sleep. I just don't get much of it
Right.
lately, but I'd like to sleep the day away if I
Do you ever
could.
have a night where like you get into bed and you're like, I am gonna get 9 hours sleep. It's gonna be amazing, and then you sleep 0. I have
Yeah, and
slept 0.
I'm on TikTok scrolling. Then I say, oh, then, first of all, if you listen, if you ever be scrolling in the middle of the night and then you gotta your phone's on like 10%, so you gotta plug it up, and then you're like, okay, it's at 20%. Let me roll over to the other side because the other side's more comfortable. Cause like, oh child,
Yeah, because your arm is asleep because you've been
then your
scrolling.
arm
Yeah,
going
I
to
do
sleep.
this.
Yes, child. Yeah, no.
You got to invest in a longer cord for your charger.
No, I have a longer one. Like,
Okay.
but I still just I don't. I used to have one of those things where like you put it on the edge of your bed or like you clip it to your backboard so it hangs like this, so you could like your phone could be like this, and you could just be in bed and scroll. But I had one of those, but then I was like, okay, because then I was like watching movies on my phone, and then I'm like, well, what do I have a TV for? So I got rid of it. But now I kind of want it back because I'd be scrolling.
You know
But
what they should make? You know what I need? So my other half, for some reason, any light cannot sleep. I'm fine. I need something that like covers like the phone to like dilute the light so that I can still be on it because I don't go to bed that early. And then
you need to.
so I
turn the
like go
brightness
under the
down on your
covers and I'm just
phone.
like, it's all the way to the bottom. When I tell you any light, I'm not kidding. So I like go under the covers and like cocoon myself. It's not good. Eventually I just leave the room sometimes. Okay, anyway, long story short, too late, 300 miles, 2 separate trains. One train leaves at 6:42 p.m. So you know the last 3 teams can't even get on it. And there are 3 changes and it gets you in at 7:30 in the morning. The next train leaves at 10 p.m. with 0 changes and gets you in at 8:30 in the morning.
Sign me
Okay.
up.
Yeah, but no.
I mean,
we're
I know,
getting to the first
but
one.
again, I'd say sign me up. I also was cracking up when Izzy and Paige got there. I loved how hyped Joseph and Adam was like, Izzy, Paige, this is what we doing. You need to come over here. And then Jazz walked over, and Izzy was like, okay, we'll talk later.
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out on our own. But honestly, they're not cheap. Let them figure. They're gonna figure it out on their own, regardless. And they're hilarious. So Joseph and Adam want to reconnect with their alliance. Izzy and Paige are gonna figure it out on their own, which I like. They end up taking that same train anyway. And Jag and Jazz feel a little brushed off by Izzy and Paige, which is clearly the show setting up what is going to happen next week, which is the double U-turn. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, so train 1 with the transfers, we have Jag and Jazz, Natalie and Stephanie, Eric and Tucker, Joseph and Adam, Izzy and Paige, and Hannah and Simone. I love it. The train with the sleeper cars, where the race shows everybody getting into their nice cozy beds, turning off the lights.
Okay.
Jack is snoring like a motor of a train. Rubina and Christine, because they're old, I relate to them so badly, and they need sleep. Their words, not mine. They're the only team that could have gotten on the other train and chose not to, because, and I quote, everything hurts. Then you have Chelsea and Jack, Kylan and Taylor, and Kat and Alex, who are just so thrilled that they ran into anybody else. I know that feeling. I'm there for it. Okay. So you would want to take that train, and I would force you to take the other one because there's enough teams on the other one that even if there is an issue and you're at the back with 5 other teams. So that's the one.
But I also, in my mind, would feel like the other teams are at the back for a reason, and I'm at the front for a reason. So this little hour buffer between us won't do nothing because when we get out the train, I'm be smoking it. But you're right. I would probably just get on the faster train. But that was like a serious question of mine. Like, what, child? That sleep sounds really good.
If I had an express pass, maybe I would take the slower train because I don't know what leg they're allowed to use the express pass until. I'm sure someone will tell us, please do. But on my season, you can only use it through leg 5. And so if I had that and I knew we were going to use it anyway, then I'd probably get some sleep. Other than that, every minute counts. Okay. When they do their transfer, Jag and Jazz are the first to say, can we just quadruple check we're at the right stop? Good for them, because we don't want a repeat of what happened last time. And then the show shows 6 teams not sleeping, being super miserable, freezing their asses off, waiting outside, and Jack snoring, and everybody on the other train super, super happy. Both trains arrive on time, so the first train does have an hour buffer on the other. And then the teams must go search the thermal outdoor baths for a king
Sign
This is our
me
next
up,
clue.
okay? Because first of all, child, you
I
gotta
go,
also be
I go,
careful.
Brice. There are people in bathing suits. Brice, I know you'll want to talk about that. Go ahead.
First of all, you got to be careful when you say the bathhouses, because the gays, they like to play in the bathhouses, but I'm just saying, listen, amazing race. Let me get in some thermal water so I could find me a king. That sounds like a task for me. Let me be in my bikini 2-piece looking for a king. The way, if I were running that race with Wendell, the way I would be going up to every attractive man, forget the chess. I'd be like, you want to be my king? Okay.
Now
I
you
would get
sound like my
sidetracked.
partner. Now, Scott was just looking for a boyfriend on the race. And
Listen,
I was like, later.
I don't want a boyfriend. I want a king.
Fair enough.
So
This
that
is where
just
my gripe comes in, though, because
okay.
the little tweak I think needed to be made. Like, I would have loved it if there were a lot more chessboards and you had to maybe find the ones that
Come
actually had
on,
a king on them, or
talk
they
about
didn't
it.
all go to the same person. Once you found one with a king, you took it, that board was out of play, but people would, you know what I mean? I wanted people searching for something, not all going to the same person who had a whole bunch of them on their chessboard.
And if I can add to that mini gripe,
Please do.
I agree with you. I wish there were more people. No, is it suggestively? No, not more discreetly playing. And I wish that they would have just given them the king piece, because they gotta open the box, get it out for time for other teams. And I would have what I would have loved for teams to see that, or not have seen that. But even if they would have saw that, gone to that king, and then they'd be like, nope, and they would have to search again.
Go to
So
the
like
next
that,
one. Right.
right. I'm with you on
Wow.
that. But baby, I would have I would have taken my time to find me.
I would have had to like drag you by the ear out of the water. Yeah.
You would have. That's
Okay.
no question.
Jag and Jazz realized
king?
that the king is a chess piece. I mean, I want to say duh, but like maybe some people didn't realize it. When someone's saying what is juggling and what are rings, maybe common sense is not that common. And I say this with love because I actually really, really love their team, but that's very funny. Okay. Eric and Tucker realize that you need to twist the thing open, because everyone's like, who do I give this to? Where's the person? Who do I hand it to? Eric and Tucker, thank you. Thank you. If you watch and if you listen, thank you so much for not telling everybody exactly what to do.
Time out. First of all, Eric and Tucker said, we are not a part of that train wreck alliance. Keep it moving. I loved how deceptive they were when they was like, when Jag and Jazz was like, have you? And again, this kind of, I love me some Jag and Jazz, but I kind of like them getting this energy a little bit, because it's like, listen, don't help everybody, even though the people that Jag and Jazz have been helping them. But like, this was such a clear indicator of Tucker and Eric being like, we don't know. And they're out, and they had to sit there and figure it out. So I love the deceptiveness. I mean, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I don't want to say I love Tucker and Eric
I do
yet, but they have been like the antichrist of this big brother amazing race that we're seeing. They're like, Tucker and Eric look like they came to play Amazing Race. So for that, I love them. But I can't put my finger on. I don't know yet. But if they give me another episode like this, I will go on record and love on me some Eric and Tucker. But
like, I'm over the ice cream thing. I was ready to, but I'm looking past it, because this is like the first non-kumbaya moment that I feel like we've seen, and I'm for it. And let's have more of those. Okay.
Well, I mean, Izzy been here since episode 1. Okay.
That's
Izzy been holding it down.
I think next week it might get a whole lot worse for some people. Okay. So you open up the king, and it says travel on foot to some place that I can't pronounce. Right. And get your next clue. So, I just have the order, but it's not important. The first 6, I'll find it. And the second group arrives. Like, these people look fresh. Their hair is done. The makeup's done. They look rested. But they're an hour behind. Is it really worth it? It is not. Okay. Some would be wrong. Okay.
If I'm going to have to get half naked in a pool to meet a king, I would like to be rested, but I rest my case.
Okay, so because it's wrong. I love you. desperately. That is the wrong answer. Okay,
If it-
so
one thing
Izzy.
I know is how to look when you're searching for a king. I'm not wrong about that. And
Oh,
getting
well,
some
okay,
South
sure,
Cash.
sure. On The Amazing Race, all bets are off. Okay, so Izzy and Paige are leaving the bath as the second trains teams are showing up. So there's not that much of a gap. So maybe we should have just slept on the second train. Okay. Still no, but okay. At the next clue, Jag and Jazz and Eric and Tucker arrive at the same time, and there is a fast forward, which means, Brice.
Which means if you get there first, you should do it. But love the wherewithal of Jag and Jazz that they said we already have an express pass and they don't want any more targets on them. So they took it off. Eric
I
and
think if they
Tucker,
were the only ones there, they would have done it. This was somebody else was going to do it, and only one team can do it, and they didn't want to waste their time.
well,
I think.
at our checkpoint that we did
Mm.
last week with Jag and Jazz, if you haven't checked it out, it's amazing. You absolutely should.
Yeah,
They
they're
are
great.
now trying to minimize their strength. So I wonder if whether or not, you know what, maybe we should text Jag and we should text them both and find out what they say and report back. But I think that they immediately didn't want to do it, but maybe you're right, they would have. But so this fast pass, I have a question, but explain it to us.
Okay, fast forward. If you take it, you skip the rest of the tasks of the leg, and you get to go right to the pit stop. Express pass, you get to skip one thing at some point at your choosing. Fast forward, you have to use it then and there. You do nothing else for the rest of the leg, and you go right to see Phil. Doesn't mean you'll be first, but it means you don't have to do anything else. Okay, so Eric and Tucker decide to take the fast forward. I want to say they have to solve a Rubik's Cube, but they don't. It is they
They have the directions there. This ain't baking a cake.
It's like 8 twists. It's not a lot, but they only have 7.5 seconds to do it. So like it's literally like 2 this way, 2 this way, 2. And I love a Rubik's Cube. I sent you a little thing. I could do a Rubik's Cube. This is where Brooke shines, like not, lifting things or running places. But okay. So they have to, I'm gonna say solve a Rubik's Cube, but just imagine there are quotes every time I say that. They have to do a couple of twists of a Rubik's Cube. Both team members have to do it in 7.5 seconds on the same try. This little timer thing is the exact same timer we had when we had to cup stack in South Korea. So if you don't put your fingers back on it, right, that's how it starts and that's how it stops. And you have to stop it. Okay, so they're trying to do that. And at the same time, Jag and Jazz are having trouble getting a taxi, and they are getting passed by several teams. Now, they have read their clue, and the clue says you must travel by taxi. So they didn't really have a choice to do anything else at this point. You sound like you look like you have something to say.
Yeah. To every one of them taxi drivers that passed my brother, ain't nothing good gonna come to you. And I hope at the most inconvenient situation in your life, on an airplane or in the doctor's office or at court, I hope you get the bubble guts and shart yourself. Because, and again, you know me, I be ready to pounce on things like this. But, and kudos to Jag and Jazz, because they say to
how
themselves,
they stayed calm.
Because I would have been, first of all, I would have been standing in the middle of the street and saying, hit me. But what I love about Jag and Jazz is even in this situation, they don't immediately go to what is obvious. As much as I love Jag and Jazz, they say, maybe we're not asking to get the taxi right. They're like, maybe you gotta like, okay, what is this? But I appreciate them trying everything else. And then it is just so apparent to the point that they put a hood on. And when they put a hood on and don't really show their face, taxi drivers pull over. Crazy, disrespectful. And I mean, I've experienced that in Europe myself. I've experienced that in New York, where but it is just so crazy. But the thing that I love about Jag and Jazz, even in this moment, the fact that they stay positive, first of all, because we already know this isn't nothing new to them, right? They already knew that. Putting a hood on, I would have never thought of that, right? Because I just would like the fact that they have that in their playbook is effing crazy, and the world needs to do better. But the fact that they stay calm, the fact that when they're even describing this to us, right? They're because again, let's be clear. If it were me, I'd be cussing. I would be like, this is some that the fact that they're like, this is our lived experience. And so we know that sometimes when people like y'all, they shouldn't have to be this calm.
Right.
They should like this should not
This
be
should
in
not be lived experience, right?
right. Like, but the way that they handled it, the way that they were so calm, the way that they described it to us, and they said, this is how we have to live life. Their parents did an excellent job of raising them because let me just tell you now, okay, I would have had to break the fourth wall because I would have been like, and it's just like you just see them, like you just see everybody getting taxis. You see them in the middle of the street. You see, like it's just like so frustrating. But hats off to those kings because that's how you handle those type of situations.
Hoods on to those kings.
Hoods on, okay, to the Turbinators because yeah.
So there were people online who were like, the race should have stepped in and helped them. Sorry, no, that's not how it works. We've seen this so many times on the race before. We saw it with Jasmine and Courtney, like in the previous season where they weren't getting picked up with a taxi. We've seen it actually several times, whether it was women in certain countries who weren't being picked up, Black people in certain countries who weren't being picked up. Now it's Jag and Jazz who aren't being picked up. It's a real thing that happens in the world. And I give credit to The Amazing Race for showing not just the positive sides of world travel. So unfortunately, it happened to Jag and Jazz, but fortunately, they kept their cool. They did what they needed to do and what seems that they've had to do in the past at certain times. And they did not let it throw them off course, for lack of a better term.
Not a horse. And again, I'm glad that I'm not glad it happened. I'm glad that Amazing Race did not step in, right? Because a part of these reality shows and
they were never going to step in.
Right. It's to show us, right? To see people's lived experience. And so when you say, like, when we talk diversity, when we talk representation matters, this is a prime example. And like I said, to all of them taxi drivers, I hope at your daughter's wedding, okay? I hope while you're on the plane, I hope you get the bubble guts and you shart yourself.
Okay. The bubble guts are so bad. Okay. You're gonna
sorry, Mama Camhi. Okay.
Okay. At this time, group 2 is at the baths. Jag and Jazz are still taxiless, and you know what they need? Like a Charla whistle. They just need to start like whistling people. Remember Charla and Myrna had that whistle, and they would just get in people's faces and whistle and whatnot. But the hoods thing works for them. Okay, so Eric and Tucker are at the fast forward. Eric does it in 6.5 seconds, but then they realize, and they start celebrating like crazy. And then they realize, wait, we both need to do it. So their celebration is short-lived. Then they get it because it's not difficult. It had such promise. But okay, I mean, if you don't know how to solve a Rubik's Cube, you could be there the rest of your life. So I do understand it couldn't just be solve an entire Rubik's Cube. But like it was, if you saw, they pan in really quickly, sort of on the direction page.
Up, down, over.
2. Fine, whatever. Okay. It was just a dexterity challenge. That's fine. They get it, and they're supposed to go to the pit stop, and they do. They probably had time to stop for ice cream this time, but they don't. And they get first place, and they win a trip to Bolivia, which sounds very cool, all the things that they get to do, but it's a lot of like hiking and trekking and bike on the world's most dangerous road. And I'm like,
I'm good. I'm gonna pass on that film.
There a spa.
I did the road to Hana. I'm good.
Me too. Honestly, kind of.
It wasn't that bad, but it was bad. And on some of them curves on the road to Hana, I was. Child, they was beeping behind me because sometimes it's only one car can go. You gotta wait, child.
I know. Yeah. I drove it too, and I was very excited to drive it, and then I was very underwhelmed by it. Out there, like banana bread sand. We pulled off once and there was a very cool beach. There was like a black sand beach. But I was like, where is all the stuff that's supposed to be the stuff? I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily recommend taking your full day.
went
Oh,
on
and a
hikes.
waterfall. We found one
And the
waterfall.
thing, yeah, but I went on a water hike, child. I felt me a king. I have to show
Oh,
you the photo. Yeah, listen,
yeah, you
but
will.
our whole point of that was the black sand beaches that
Yes,
we
I
went
went to
to.
one of those. I do
And
have
I
a
was so
picture of that.
excited
Yeah.
because did you see the turtles, the huge turtles in the water?
No.
Oh my God. Okay. But
Although,
yeah,
in all
y'all can,
fairness, at the end of our drive on the road to Hana, we had reservations at Mama's Fish Bar, like one of the best restaurants. And so we didn't want to like jump in too much water because we weren't going back to the hotel to change. We were
I
going
ain't getting
right
in the
to a
water,
really
girl.
nice dinner. So, well, at like the waterfalls, people were getting in the water and
Oh,
stuff.
I did
Anyway,
that. Oh, I did that. I what,
so it
but
was
not
more
at the
of like
black
a
sand beach.
dry
Yeah.
experience. Okay. Anyway,
Now, quick
we're
question.
like
In
way off.
Bolivia, now this
Mhm.
might be, this is a Brice question. Does bologna originate from Bolivia?
Well, I'm gonna say no. There is
Okay.
a town in Italy called Bologna. So
Okay.
my guess would be if it's from somewhere, it's from there. Like
Okay.
meats from Italy. That's my guess. Somebody let me know if we're wrong. We might be. But I feel like if I had said to you, no, obviously it's from Bologna, Italy, you would have been like, oh, say
I
it
would be
like you
like,
mean it,
okay.
Brooke. Okay. I'm gonna
Have you
claim
ever
that I
had a
know what I'm
fried
talking
bologna
about.
sandwich?
I've never had a bologna sandwich, period.
Girl, fried bologna will change your life. But anyway, okay.
Okay. It's like
Mm.
spam. I really like spam.
Kind of, sorta, but it's a little better. But like, ooh, fry, get a little burnt. Okay.
Okay. I could try that. Okay. Anyway, people are a little lost. Let's see. Joseph and Adam are at the wrong building. Jack and
Sure.
Chelsea, they're usually lost, but they're coming up in the ranks. They're getting there. Okay, so at the next clue, it's the roadblock, and it says, who thinks they can coach? It is an animal challenge. I am excited. I love all of the animals. I would beg to do this one. You have to steer a coach with 2 horses around a very small and short figure 8 course without knocking over any cones or any of the balls that are sitting on those cones in 45 seconds. Okay. Would you have wanted to do that? I feel like you like animals. You would have wanted-
1,000%. Yeah. I would have killed it.
The task, not the horse. Natalie loves horses. No, you wouldn't have heard of horse. Okay, Natalie loves horses and also apparently wearing her backpack. She did not take her backpack.
Yeah, I was like,
that's not comfortable. What are you doing? She gets it on her second try. They're in second place. They are doing great. Brooke is Izzy and Izzy is Brooke. Loves horses. Had a horse apparently growing up with an underbite, I'm not sure, named Cookie. She's so into this task and she immediately runs into the start gate and has to start over. So but she's just very into it. I don't even think she cares. Maybe she did it on purpose so she could stay on the horse longer. I'm not sure. And then Simone and Hannah show up and Simone is keeping a positive attitude. But
Simone said, I used to coach dancing. Okay, I'll be good at this. I was like, Simone, I was nervous with that. I was like, I hope this is not foreshadowing. But because we love them and we just love them. Now, you know I'm about to get to Joseph, okay? Because what was Joseph doing? I don't know. Okay, and mind you, first of all, Joseph is this big, strong. I mean, the size of his muscles just, make you want a bologna sandwich. But he gets on the horse and he's just like, what are you doing?
it won't go.
Okay.
I don't think mine works. It's
Joseph.
broken. And then his brother's like, he did better when he was the horse pulling stuff.
Okay. Because I was cussing him out last time because it was Hunter or...
There is no Hunter. Okay. I want to be very clear. There's no Hunter.
Tucker and Joseph, they thought the challenge they had to be the horses.
Okay.
I mean, Hunter. Tucker and Joseph. They had to be. They
and Eric and Joseph and Adam. Wait,
Adam.
Okay.
Adam's like, I should have done this. I'm like, yes, you
I'm
should
so
have.
into it. Okay, at this time, Natalie and Stephanie get the clue, and they have to go to the house of Houdini and find a box locked in chains to find their clue. It's in a hidden compartment. We also had a thing with a hidden compartment, which Brooke found. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, Jag is having a positive attitude on the horse. Adam is making fun of Joseph. Joseph is not doing well, and then Taylor shows up, and all of a sudden he snaps into action.
All of a sudden, I was like, is Joseph jumping? Does Joseph have the crate jumping over the obstacles now?
The best part of this episode is before Joseph starts doing anything, Adam starts saying goodbye to all the other teams. He's like, it's been fun. This is not going to go well for us. We got to go. Like, nice knowing you. Thanks, everybody. Cool. See you at the finish line. Cheering you on.
Talk about Kylan for a second.
Yes.
Okay. Because I love my man Kylan. Okay. First of all, the instructions were go left, hold it left. Go right, hold it right. You want to go fast? Lean in.
Left.
You want to stop? Go back. Okay. Kylan said.
Sorry. Don't yell at the horses.
Don't yell at the horses.
1 second.
Now, although Matt and Megan might have left the race last episode, baby, Matt jumped into Kylan's body during that horse episode because at one point in time, I'm like, is Kylan doing it in reverse? What is happening? But
he did so well. And then he got 1 foot from the finish line and his horse was like, I think we're done here. And he just ran. He would have done it on the first try. Yeah. He did so great.
The spirit of Matt was like, I'm not done. Matt wanted a little bit more time. So have you ever seen the movie Ghost?
Obviously.
Okay. Matt jumped into Kylan's body and Matt was like, just chill, bro. Just take your time.
Now every time I look at Kylan, I'm gonna see like Whoopi Goldberg being like, just chill, baby.
Just chill. Take your time. The horse ain't going nowhere. Just pull.
Well, that's the problem. The horse ain't going nowhere.
Now, I do want to know though. Is this the same 2 horses? I hope y'all was giving them horses some breaks because
there had to be more. No, because there was somebody waiting on one while somebody was going. There had to be at least 2. But also, Brice, it was like not a long horse. So, I mean, and these horses, clearly Izzy did the right thing. These horses know this course. They know what they're doing. She just let them go. You do what you do. I'm not going to like pull on anything, or you guys know what you're doing. So she let it go. So, okay. So let's see. At Houdini's house now, Stephanie and Natalie have shown up. They find the clue in the bottom compartment of the box.
So easy.
And the clue is your detour. And it says juggling act or balancing act. And the juggling act is juggle 5 rings and keep them in the air for 10 seconds to get the clue. The balancing act is do a traditional Hungarian dance with folk dancers without spilling stuff from a bottle that's on your head. Now, Natalie's response, what does juggling mean? And I think Stephanie was just like,
you know the thing where you
what, like you throw what juggling? You juggle, and then Natalie goes, okay, but what are rings?
Are they onion?
Bless her. I mean,
are they donuts?
Are they diamond rings? What are we doing here?
Listen, I wouldn't know nothing.
These 2 should dance. That's it. You did just go do the other thing. So they go to do the other thing because Natalie also is a former professional cheerleader. She's a dancer. And so they're on their way to go do that. At the same time, Kat and Alex have found the roadblock clue and they are psyched because there are more clues left. Side note, The Amazing Race usually puts extra clues in the box so that you don't know where you are. So you might still be last, people. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean there are teams behind you. They like to mess with people's heads a little bit, just for knowledge, okay? Alex is going to do this, and Christina and Rubina show up, and Christina is going to go do this. Okay. It does keep jumping back and forth between the 2 places. So Natalie and Stephanie get to the dance thing, and they don't say anything. They pick somebody, and I'm going, ask who speaks English, ask who's a good teacher, like do your due diligence. But Stephanie has to put on a dress. She hasn't worn one in like 20 years. And this dance is not particularly difficult. It's certainly not like, remember Corey had to do like that Irish step dance. It's certainly not that. Like this is, and I also think that the dance judge, who seemed very, very nice, was very, very lenient. Like this, people should have had to like tighten this up. I think in old episodes, several of the teams would have been told to do it again with a bit more, flair.
Pizzazz.
Like, I love dancing, but even I probably would have juggled just because I think the juggling one was probably way faster.
I'm with you. I'm completely with you with that. And when Jag and Jazz got there, because at this point, Izzy and Paige are ahead. Izzy and Paige decide to do the juggle.
Yes, Izzy gets it in third. Right. Izzy gets her horse thing in third. Jag gets the horse thing in fourth. And everyone else is still there working on it. Yeah.
And I believe they have to, do they walk to Houdini or they have to take a...
It doesn't matter how you get to Houdini. It does not say you have to take a cab. So for the rest of the episode, Jag and Jazz decide we're taking subways or our feet because we're not taking a cab anymore.
And that's crazy. But again, I love the fact that although the system isn't designed to help us win, like we can win within and create our own little roadways and signs. And I don't know if this was the point or another point I loved in that same episode though, and I might be jumping all over the place. Sorry if I am, but Jag and Jazz were leaving Houdini or coming from Houdini, and they were looking for directions, and they saw somebody that had a head wrap, and they explained that, like, we know that anywhere in the world, the United States, if we see somebody with a head wrap, we know that's our brother, and we can ask them. And I loved to see that because I also think it's important to show, as much as they are getting discriminated against, right, that there is community, there's brotherhood, there's family. So the people that you choose to demonize or make seem like, no, they are a close-knit family. And I loved it. But another, first of all, Izzy looked so cute in her dress. Okay, I said, okay, Izzy.
You're so far ahead. Okay,
Okay,
yep,
sorry.
I'm with you.
Sorry,
no, it's cool.
But I was just saying with Izzy and when Jag and them got there and Izzy and Paige were practicing. I love that Jag and Jazz, they got the routine down a little bit. But what does Brooke always say? Like, if you have the chance to go do it live so you can get your nerves out and figure it out. And so, I love the fact that Jazz and Jag didn't wait no time. They was like, okay, we kind of got it. Let's see what it's giving and come back. I said, come on, Kings. Let's go, Turbinators.
Yeah, they have paid attention to the show in the past, which I like. And maybe they've watched us before. I'm going to claim credit for that. Okay, so this is Rubita's telling Christina to be one with the horse. Not important. Okay, so yeah, Jag and Jazz have taken the metro instead of finding another cab. Izzy and Paige are at the Houdini house. They immediately find the false bottom to the box because they love puzzles and I love them. And they're headed to the dance, which we just talked about a little bit. Kylan's doing great. Joseph gets the horse in fifth. Kylan gets the horse in sixth. He's so nice to the horses. I'm so team Kylan. He's just such a calming force. I feel like that animals need that. What they don't need necessarily is Chelsea and Jack. Chelsea's screaming at her dad, but I'm like, you're gonna spook the horses. It's very loud, and animals will get spooked. But they're doing fine too. So then we got to the dance detour. Okay, Nat has messed up a little bit, but they're still adorable. They get it on their fifth try. They're still in second place, only because Tucker and Eric have already checked in. Otherwise, they would be in first place. They are racing to the pit stop, and they get second place. Good for them. I'm so proud of them. They did not need anybody to step aside to give them a win. They can do it on their own, and I love that. Okay, Jag and Jazz find the Houdini clue, and they decide to dance, and I'm thinking, why is anybody going to juggle? Why is nobody doing this?
That's what I was thinking.
And then Joseph and Adam get to Houdini and immediately break their key in the lockbox.
Okay. Now, I got some cussing out to do, but it is also to Joseph, and it is also to Amazing Race. Okay. I don't know whose fault it is, but I really feel like, but yes, we know Joseph is an attractive, look like they kept calling them popcorn muscles. I don't know what a popcorn muscle is, but I like popcorn chicken. So I'm going to go on the record to say I would like popcorn muscles. But again, Joseph was the cover of the Brice Izyah 2024 Zaddy calendar. Okay. We see the physique of a Joseph. And actually, my cuss out might even be for Adam. Why would y'all let him go anywhere near them little itty bitty keys? Okay. What, do I have to give y'all step by step for how keys work? Key.
Oh God.
Lock.
It's always them with keys. Mm-hmm.
Step 2, insert and turn. That's it. I don't know, Joseph, you don't got to break it. They didn't, the clue did not say Houdini said who can break the lock open, okay? Joseph. Now,
I just kept thinking if they had to do some magic trick and like open a lock, they would have drowned. Like it's one of those things where like it would have been broken and then that's it. Right.
Now, my also question. Let me just change my glasses.
Is it for Taylor and Kylan? Because that's
no,
what mine is.
No, you mean Taylor and Matt. I'm telling you, Matt is not out of the race. He jumped back in Kylan's body.
Now. Okay, right.
No, my other cuss out is for the Amazing Race production.
No,
I don't care what you say, Brooke. How is it their fault that a key broke into the lock? Excuse me. If Amazing Race is my landlord and my key breaks in my door, you better believe my landlord is paying to have a locksmith come out, remove it, and give me a new key. I really do feel like that.
They gave them a new key. They gave them a new key.
But they had to take the button. No, they should have just gave them another box and said,
absolutely not.
That's not fair. Now that part, because y'all have faulty keys, because Joseph
nobody else had a faulty key.
Well, nobody else has popcorn muscles like Joseph.
That's not the Amazing Race's fault. No,
that is
just hard disagree. Nope. You messed something up. You gotta. They're lucky they were given another box, as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
okay, listen, my cuss out is for Taylor. Oh, go ahead.
My only last thing is, Joseph, you could be the key and I'll be the lock. Okay.
You're out of your mind. Okay. I love how amused you are by yourself. That is hilarious. You have made yourself laugh so hard.
Sorry, but that's
I think Adam is hilarious. Where he's like, yeah, well, I should be doing these things. Like, like it's too much. He's doing too much, which is probably true. But my issue is Taylor and Kylan show up and pass them, and dude, turn around, block what you're doing. Don't show them exactly what the trick is. You've just now given them the answer, and they can easily find it as soon as they get a new box.
But see, I felt like Kylan and Taylor, they took a little long. They took a little while to figure out where the thing was. But yeah, that's again, I feel like that's Amazing Race's problem, because they should have just gave Joseph and Adam they should have just said, here, use this one. But I digress.
Nope.
But I am happy to see Kylan and Taylor move up. And like I said on episode 1, I'm like, oh, they're not looking great.
They're my picks. They
are making slow. Okay. They are making the Matt
and they've done themselves such a favor, because a U-turn is coming up next week, and they're a strong team, and people are not going to think to turn them because they have not been at the front. This is where you start to climb and climb and climb and climb. Get yourself to the top. They are doing it correctly.
Agreed.
And they go to juggle, which makes me even happier, because we're going to get to see that half of the detour, because somebody is doing it. Joseph and Adam also decide, let's go juggle. They should have decided something else. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, because now I got to go back to Joseph and Adam, because now they had juggling. Okay.
Well, okay, fine. Yeah.
Sorry.
Wait. But before. Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's cool.
Because here's the thing. This is where we see Adam is. I feel like Adam get it. Adam is telling Joseph, throw it to me on the left side. What does Joseph do? Throw it to the right side. Adam said, you got to throw it direct and high. What does Joseph do? Joseph throws it to him high, low. And then Joseph, do you notice how Joseph kept in closer and closer? I'm like, at this point,
not going to help you. That's actually going to hurt you.
Yeah. Joseph.
There should have been things on the floor that you had to stay behind. Like, there should have been a distance that you had to be, but fine, whatever. So, okay, just really quick.
Okay, but go ahead. Sorry.
No, because they were there. Oh, okay, whatever. Okay, so back at the horse thing. Alex gets it on his 5th try. They're in 7th place. Jack gets it despite the fact that Chelsea is screaming at the top of her lungs and it's not helping the horses. They're in 8th place. Simone gets on her 8th try. She gets all the way to the finish line and the horses just stop. And she's like, but she doesn't get discouraged. She does it again. They're in 9th place. And then Rubita and Christine are in last. It's Christine's 7th try. They are in last, but just very, very briefly, and they're doing fine. So and then they're at Houdini's house. Jack and Chelsea find the clue. They choose dance. Kat and Alex show up and choose dance because she is also a dancer. Rubina and Christina show up as Chelsea is leaving, and they take her taxi. Can you make me bigger? Make me bigger.
Yeah,
This
girl,
is a
girl.
bubble.
Eat them up, girl. Eat them up. You might. You
Hi.
have glasses, because okay, but go ahead, because eat them up, because I said the same thing, Brooke. The same thing.
I have my busy firefighter glasses in here somewhere, but they're back in there. Anyway, okay. My name is Brooke. I was in season 29 of The Amazing Race. I won. This is welcome to my TED Talk. If you ever get on The Amazing Race, I don't know why this is happening these days. You have a taxi, you're going somewhere, you're seeing people run out. There's not a task there. Have your cab driver wait for you. Leave your backpack in, not your passport.
Or your car keys.
Right. Leave your backpack in a taxi. Another team is not allowed to take your bag out of a cab. It is in the Amazing Race rule book. If you have a bag in a cab, that cab cannot be taken by somebody else. What is with people allowing other people to just take their I'd be like, absolutely zero. This one's mine. Sorry. This is Igor. He's waiting for me. He's my dude. It just seems like a Hungarian name. And if it's not, I apologize. Okay. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I'm with you, Brooke, because I
this
was
happens
like,
twice. I don't understand.
I'm like,
I
what's
don't
happening
understand.
here? But I guess you would probably need to watch more than one episode of The Amazing Race to notice. But
This
I mean, I don't know.
believe that certain people have never watched the show. Okay, so Hannah and Simone get to Houdini. They see it's dance. They don't even read anything else. They're like, we're out of here. We're good. If there's any time to be in last place, this is where we will make up the time. And I'm excited to watch them because I know they're dancers and it's going to be great. Okay, so cut to the juggling. Kylan and Taylor get there and they go, who's the best teacher? And I go, yes, somebody has taught you well. And Joseph and Adam get there and say, who's the best juggler? And I go, that's not going to help you if they can't teach you how to juggle. Fine. Anyway, I also wish there was an audience in the circus to like really freak people out who was like booing and yelling and laughing.
Very true. But also, can we talk about something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
We're 4 episodes in. I've been the judges that we have had judging these challenges have been very 6'7", okay? Very 6'7". Baby,
Oh,
the juggler when Joseph and Adam tried to attempt it, okay? Not the clown, but the juggler. He was like, absolutely not. I was like, finally, give me.
But he was also supportive. He's like, it's only 10 seconds. You guys can do. He's like trying to hype them up. And I'm like, dude, nothing's going to help. So Kylan and Taylor do amazingly. First of all, Joseph is paying too much attention to what Kylan and Taylor are doing. That's like problem number one. He's not paying attention to yourself. You're not good at juggling. And you're just not. Okay. So Kylan and Taylor almost get it on the first try. They get it on the third try. They have now jumped up to 5th place. Joseph and Adam, the judge is being supportive. Like, don't worry. You're doing okay. The answer's a no. It's a hard no, but you can get it. He's like trying to help. They are there. This is not a joke. They're on their 59th try when the show goes to commercial. And when the show comes back to commercial, they're on their 67th try. And then they end up on their 134th try. And then in 137 tries, they finally get it. But the messed up part is they're still only in 7th place because the juggling is only 10 seconds, that even with failing 136 times, they still have not fallen too far to the back, which is why juggle.
I'm with you. But at this point,
137
that's crazy. But at this point, I'm worried for Joseph and Adam if they make them dance, because clearly Joseph got the aesthetic, but I don't know if he I don't know if he I don't know.
Well, at the dancing, Izzy and Paige get it on their first try. Now, I love Izzy and Paige. I'm not going to say anything negative about Izzy and Paige. I will say, in other seasons of The Amazing Race, they probably would have made them do it again because it was fine. But other seasons have had judges who are like, more drama, more tightness, more oomph, more something, like hit it hard or do something. And so I would have expected for them to have to do it twice. The only time, I'm going to toot my own horn because we got one perfect and we didn't have to do it twice. But the only time they'll ever give you really a perfect, ours was a singing thing. The only time they'll give you a perfect is if there's really nothing that you can change. Like we did Singing in Venice on a gondola in Italian, and we got it on the first try. But you couldn't get off the boat until it got to like a port. So they're like, just yes, here's your do it again because you're not at a port yet. So you might as well do something for the next 2 minutes. And so whatever. They gave it to them on the first try. I actually have no problem with it because I really, really enjoy them. But the judges were being a little bit lenient. Anyway, Izzy and Paige go to leave, and Kat and Alex have showed up. And Izzy and Paige take their cap. Like Izzy and Paige, I feel like have seen the show, but if the roles were reversed, they would have been like, "You're not taking our taxi. What are you doing?"
Well, now let's just be clear.
Alex
I'm
and
not
Kat,
mad.
please, here's our cab.
I'm not mad at the people taking the taxis. I'm mad
No,
at the
me
people
neither.
getting out of the taxis.
Mhm.
And I'm excited because I'm like, oh my
Mhm.
God, here in this episode, Alex and Kat have been in the back. They're kind of like, they're making steady progress. Kat used
They
to
are.
be a dancer.
Mhm.
And you know, they got the 8 count. Ba-da, ba, ba, boop, ba-da, ba, ba,
Not
boop,
here, they
ba-da,
don't.
ba, ba, boop. Not, and here they got boop, ba,
Mm-mm.
ba, boop, da, ba, ba, boop, ba, ba, boop, da,
Mhm.
ba, ba, boop, ba, ba, boop, da, ba, ba. And I love Kat, but like, I feel like sometimes I want to like, and first of all, we love Alex because Alex is so good. He is so patient with her. And like Alex is like keeping her together. I think Kat
But
I
also,
just
like, he's not good at this. So, like, the
but
fact that he's keeping her together while he's also not good is such a testament to how much of a calming force he is.
yeah,
Because this is her thing, and
yes.
she's losing her cool, and he is
And
like not only like not good, but also like
he
but
not
trying.
not
No,
good. He just
no,
not
he's
great.
not the dancer in the group. That's what
Right.
I'm saying. Like, this is the not thing. The thing is that it's her thing, not his thing, right? And even being the fact that he's like not the dancer in the group, he is grounding her and calming her and being like, and she's like, "Should we leave?" And he's like, "No,
But
that we're not doing that." They
I
should
do
not have
wonder
left.
though.
Mm-mm.
Well, I okay.
I don't know how
But
far apart these two things were, but they could have had a Joseph and Adam situation, been there
well,
137 times.
true.
Mm-mm.
The only thing is like I get Kat, right? Like if you are good at something, if this like this is the task for you and like you can't get it, like I would shut down too. Like I would absolutely be like, so the way I was like, oh my God, Kat is me and I am Kat. I wish I could have Whoopi Goldberg and Ghost, Alex and Kat for a second. So I could have took Kat by her shoulders and been like, girl, get it
You in
together.
trouble, girl. Isn't it you in
Right.
trouble? You in trouble, girl.
You with Molly, you in trouble, girl. Like, no, not that. I just wish I could have like taken her shoulders or got some cold water and just splashed on her face to be like, listen, you are more than capable. You are great. Let's get it down. Right. She just like, and mind you, Alex is a king. So he's just like, she needed a little Brice real quick. But I was like, it was hard to see them struggle. But baby, when Hannah and Simone got out that car and they said, we want you. He said, okay. And she said, listen, we are classically trained dancers.
Yep.
Don't take it easy on
Professional
us.
dancers teach us fast. And good
Give
for her,
us
because
the
even
bop,
if they're
boop,
not,
bop, bop.
like,
It don't
that's
matter.
what you say. Like, I can learn fast. Teach me faster than that.
She said, give us the bop, boop, bop, bop, top, bop, bop. And baby, like you said, some of these teams, I don't know how they got it on their first try, but baby, Simone and Hannah, they was giving us spirit fingers. They said the boop, bop, bop.
Yeah, they were hitting it
bop,
hard. And
bop,
they got it on their second try,
bop, bop, bop,
but like
bop.
they could get jobs with the dance troupe immediately. Like they were doing it as well, if not better, than the people next to them. This was it. Now, I worry. I do think they're very smart. So like, I don't think this is the only thing they'll be good at, but like there's something for everyone. And I just worry that now that they've hit their thing for everyone, for them, I hope that there are other things for them because I don't want them going home. I enjoy them so much. Like Simone's positivity, like just like Hannah's drive. Like I'm just into them. I'm a fan. Okay. So let's see. We already talked the 137 tries, not important. Okay, so Jag and Jazz get the dance, and they are on their way to the pit stop, and they are talking about potentially U-turning Izzy and Paige coming up in what will be the following episode. But at the pit stop, in third place, we have Izzy and Paige. So if there is a U-turn in the next leg, there's a good chance that Izzy and Paige are going to get there first. And in the surprise of the day, in fourth place, Kylan and Taylor. And nobody is more shocked than Kylan and Taylor. So I am so happy for them. They did such a nice jump in this episode, and I really think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, like in the probably for the rest of the race, as far as I'm concerned. I don't like they are, as long as they communicate well with each other, I think that there's no stopping the two of them. And then in 5th place, we have Jag and Jazz. And I write, see, you didn't need to hand over 1st place last episode to show that you could be beaten. And then I wrote, but love you guys. Like, what? They were like, look, we needed to prove we could be beaten. Well, proven.
Well, I mean, they got beaten because they was discriminated against. But I mean, but I get your point though.
Fine. But also they weren't in 1st place by themselves. Like they didn't do everything else perfectly all the time. Like they were beaten. Whatever reasons they were beaten. Like that's how the cookie crumbles. Okay. So back at the dance, Rubina is making the judge laugh, which I think is so funny. She's like karate kicking and he's chuckling. Like he just seems so nice. They're in 8th place. Alex is trying to keep Kat calm. Jack and Chelsea get on their 6th try in 9th place, and Alex and Kat get on their 9th try. And the judge was so nice. He was like cheering for them. If you saw the judge while they were dancing, he was like, yes. I'm going to give you this. Like he was so nice. And they are in last. Hannah and Simone check in at the pit stop in 6th, and they just bawl their eyes out. They are crying. They are so excited. And immediately thereafter, after 137 tries juggling, Joseph, and good for them for keeping going. Like that's like a lot. Because normally we joke around like they were there for 217 things. They were really there for that many things. Like nuts. Adam drops to his knees dramatically. This is the most dramatic thing ever. And they're crying and on the ground. And Phil goes, in 38 seasons, I haven't seen this much emotion from 2 teams at the mat. And I beg to differ because I was an emotional mess every day. So
this one I knew I loved Adam because Adam said, Phil, don't make me come over there and give you a hug. Yeah. But again,
shout out to Phil, by the way. So nice. He will always give you a hug. Phil's such a good person. I enjoy him. Sorry. You were saying?
I was just wondering if he hugs during eliminations, but that's another conversation for another day.
I'm sure he would. He's a kind man, but I wouldn't know. Okay, so Rubina and Christine get to the pit stop, and they are in 8th. Jack and Chelsea can't get a cab, but then we see both Jack and Chelsea and Alex and Kat get a cab, and it looks like there is a race to the pit stop. I actually don't know how far apart they were. Jack and Chelsea end up in 9th. Alex and Kat are last, but they are so sweet to each other and so supportive, and I'm sad to see them go.
So am I.
Because I think they had more in them, especially Alex. I feel like there was more. I wanted to see more things that they do. I feel like their task has not come yet, and I'm sad they're going to miss it. Next week, the race goes to Europe. And the W turn is back.
Well, I'm excited for the W turn. I'm excited that the race is actually taking off. You know, we're 4 episodes in, but sometimes, you know, it's a slow burn. Sometimes you got to Matt Turner it your way, but we are making progress and we will be here to cover it. I think we should have a special guest next week. So you should stay tuned to see who joins us next week. But this has been your pit stop coverage of The Amazing Race, season 38, episode 4. We'll be back next week.
You in trouble, girl.
It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You better listen in public, might make your stomach hurt. Ooh. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to unwind, you better get that box wine. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to get your snack, you better hurry right back though. It's the Purple Pants. It's the Purple Pants.